Okay, so I'm gonna come on here and record. So probably not for very long. If the phone rings, I'll probably have to just click off real quick and jump up because I'm waiting for the vet to call. So yesterday, she kept doing that where she was just so wobbly. I kept being like, man, how could her hips be, especially because she was resting and stuff. And then I got her up, or she wanted to go out and go pee. So the neighbor came over to help me, and still was falling around all over the place. And we got her out there, and she went pee, but she was wagging her tail, and she was excited, and she was all full of energy and stuff. And so, I don't even know. I might have even already said this. I have no idea. I'm like I'm in some kind of weird time warp or something. And these explosions around my neighborhood, I'm frazzled. So, she said, I wouldn't get her put down. She's got way too much, because she had just gotten her dog, but her dog was old and sick, couldn't squat, all sorts of stuff. And she's like, she's squatting, she's walking, even though she's wobbly, and she's wagging her tail, she's excited. So I was like, oh my gosh, I started hugging her. I felt so good just to have somebody else say it, because you start feeling so crazy. Like, what am I not seeing? What am I not seeing? Am I just trying to keep her here for me? And I don't even know what that sound is. I don't know if y'all can hear it, but I'm telling you, we are definitely, this reality is cracked. It's like a piece of glass in the cold, just shattering. It's just shattering. Anyways, so she was in here talking to me, like when we were talking and stuff, and Stella was laying there. She started saying, what's wrong? Like, does her face normally look like that? That looks weird. So we started looking, and this whole side of Stella's, like, they have the saggy gels, like a St. Bernard. But this side was hanging, like, this side was like right here, and this side was hanging down there. And then she's looking at her eye, and I had noticed that her eye kept looking red, like it was like open. So it's kind of like, like all this is sagging down. And so then she's like, I think she had a stroke. My friend's dog had a stroke, and that happened. And that would explain why she's so wobbly. I think her equilibrium's off. And then when Stella's sitting there panting and panting, she goes, I don't think that she's in pain. I think that she's just anxious. I think she's kind of scared because she doesn't know what's going on. And so that gave me a whole new perspective all of a sudden. And I was like, oh my gosh, that makes so much sense. See why people have to come together? It's so important. We get the whole story when we all come together. So important. So, and I don't think, I don't think there's been a day in the past couple weeks that I haven't bawled my head off. So that's just part of my new day. It's just crying. So it's crying for other people's pain, crying for my own pain, crying for the world, crying for my trees. Just a lot going on. So, and don't forget, you got to process. Don't hold in stuff. Don't think, oh, well, spiritual high vibe, you wouldn't feel that. I saw a girl yesterday make such a good point because it's so true. And she said, I always have my most growth at my lowest vibration. And it's so true. Like right now, like this, what I'm going through is impactful. And it's painful. So the vibration is, at that point of expansion and learning and understanding something. But now, there's some things I just can't, I just gotta wait and see what they say. 2 weeks to the med beds, it just sounds like it's so far away right now. And getting her in the car, the neighbor helped me get her in the car, and we pulled my car up to the porch, and then we did a little bridge, so she just had to go across a couple steps to get in. She was still scared to death. And we got her in, and she got into the car and stuff. And then to get her out, though, it took a couple of people and one of the doctors. And you know what bothered me? I had never seen this doctor before, this vet. It's usually everyone I've ever seen has been women, and this was a man. And when he walked out and he looked at me, he looked at me in that same way that that doctor did that did my colonoscopy. Just looked at me like I was a disgusting drug addict, possibly prostitute or something. So judgmental. It's weird. It's like you can just tell. It's like they don't want to hear you. They don't even see you. So, I'm sure he's going to have compassion for Stella, I would imagine. But it's just weird. Like, they don't even look at you and think, oh, maybe you're an artist. No. People are just so in stereotyping, judgmental, generalizing, and it's all been, fed to them off of whatever media that they consume. So, anyways, I don't remember where I was in the story. When she said that it looked like a stroke to her, it was like such a relief to know that her legs hadn't gone that bad from her hips. It was like, this just doesn't make any sense. How did it go this bad so fast? Now I'm looking at it as like while she was falling around and stuff, I think she's had a couple of mini strokes. Maybe she had one stroke and I didn't notice, but I kept noticing that she was acting strange, but I kept thinking, well, it's the medicine. I'm trying to keep her comfortable, because there was a couple days where she was just crying and crying and crying and, scooting around and couldn't get up. And so, I called her regular vet and talked to them. I talked to both the vets, the mobile ones. Neither of them could come. One could come next week and one could come tomorrow, I think, or something like that, or later in the week or something. And but they recommended that she go to the hospital, so that's what I did. I took her up there, and so they said that they were going to have her today during the day. So they said they'll probably have her most of the day, because I think they go in and do tests, wait for the test, and they go do another thing kind of like that. So she, got her up there, got her in there, and luckily my one daughter, the real go-getter girl that is, the one with the really good job and stuff, she is putting it on her credit card. Otherwise, there'd be no way. There'd be no way. It's so important for us all to be there for each other. And I'll say another thing about the money thing I just heard yesterday too, is Putin went on the gold standard now. He said that you cannot buy rubles any longer unless you use gold. So it's coming. Everything is coming. I saw another thing today where it was the Capitol, I think, and they've got protests, they're arresting people, it's just so much craziness. But at the Capitol, the crows were flying. I'm going to cry again. God. The crows were flying counterclockwise. So, fuck. God. Things are about to shift, I think. And there were some more things I saw that I can't even, for all of the stuff I've been talking about for so long, and how I know, I've sounded so crazy a lot of times. Now I'm just hearing everybody is saying the same things. So everybody is seeing it. All the crazy stuff that I was saying is kind of trippy too, because I started being like, it is our energy that is going out and spreading like that. Our energy is what is giving us all these insights. It's all of us coming together energetically, which is going to pull us all in as a collective. I think I've talked about that before, about, that we're creating this collective of empathy and compassion, we're changing this energy. I heard of this other girl too. She said something I totally aligned with. She said, I don't think we're light workers. I think that we are workers of the light here to fight the dark, or something like that. But I was like, yeah, that's what I think we are. However she said it, it was different than what, it was just, I liked how she said it. I was like, that's how I see it too. We're all We're all of the light, and we're here to fight the dark. And, you know, it's not like somebody is more special than anybody else. It's just some people are more set on what their purpose is, what their duty is, what their mission is, because they have the awareness now of what they're doing here and what this place is. And so many people are waking up to it and waking up to their purpose. I'm so surprised at some of the people that I've seen saying certain things. It's just like, wow, this really is a huge movement. And now on TikTok, I've got so many people. For a while, it was just like these same people. Now it's like, oh my gosh, so many people. So many people. Yesterday I just was follow. There were so many. I couldn't believe it. And so it is spreading. This energy is about to shift. I all of a sudden last night I all of a sudden thought, like, weird. Yesterday was the 5th, right? It wasn't announced what the Supreme Court had supposedly said, that they were not confirming Joe, right? So I don't know. I don't know how long all of this stuff is going to go on, but, you know, there's so much happening. And I really started seeing, I saw where all these people are sharing pictures of their sky. Some people have blood red sky, like it's so freaking red. Some people have green and blue, not this kind of blue, a green blue, like it's totally different looking. It's weird. And then there is, yesterday I saw several people sharing that they were showing their sky at night. And it was just kept lighting up and lighting up and lighting up and lighting up. It just kept doing it, apparently for hours. And then that weird, rumbly thunder that sounds really fake. The whole lightning thing, whatever was happening, looked totally fake. It didn't, or to me, it didn't look so much as fake as it did as, to me, it looked like something's happening. Something's shifting in our reality. And I am really in alignment with that whole thing about the reset, and that this reality is ending. Just makes me sad about it. I know everything is coming back, but I mean, endings are hard, you know? So, you know, and it's crazy because none of this is even real. None of it's real. So, but for this to be ending, and for us to be creating the new one that we're going into, you know, we're the creators of it. And, you know, those pretty color skies were pretty, you know, I don't have a problem with the sky being all like psychedelic and and I drove past. I went and got water while I was out after I dropped her, because it's on the same street. And so I saw like this, just a huge field of all these beautiful purple flowers. It was really cool looking. And I was like, that's what I want to have be in our new reality. God, I'm so emotional. It's really hard. Last night, I slept on the couch out here with her, and I put on the freaking waves again, you know. This really irritated me. Not only, they say like 11 hours, 10 hours straight, you know, sleep well with 10 hours of waves or whatever it is. You know, they all say this stuff, and then they'll suddenly go in a commercial, or they'll suddenly go off. So not only was I having her wake up, and, you know, she did wake up and want drinks and stuff like that, but the waves kept doing it. It just all of a sudden went off and turned off and went to, you know, the main app page. And I was like, oh, that irritated me. So then I put on a different one and was falling back asleep because I was really out of it. I was like half in and half out. And I keep having so many people come into my dreams and visiting me. Even the person who I know I'm supposed to be meeting up with has been coming into my dreams the past couple nights. My one daughter, who is very isolated right now, Jordan, you know, is pregnant, and she's isolated herself You know, and I'm not going to push anybody during this time. Everybody has got to listen to their inner self to figure out what they need to do to heal, because that's the only way forward. So you have to kind of just allow the universe to work in people's lives, you know. Fuck. But when I was laying there and the waves would be going, and all of a sudden it would just click and do this quick message, and I was like, this is like subliminal stuff. And this is why normally I don't put stuff on when I'm sleeping, because even if I haven't gone through and listened to the whole entire meditation or something, you know, where people put those things on and listen to it while they're asleep and put in those things, because if you don't know what you're putting in there, you're programming, and you need to know what you're putting in there. So I was very aware when it kept switching, and it would just say these little things, and I was like, okay, so whatever is going on is these things are getting put into my mind real quick while my mind's relaxed, and then, you know, it's like shooting darts at my brain while I'm sitting there. So that really irritated me. I don't know what I'm going to do about tonight. My daughter's on her way, so she'll be here. But I'm still going to sleep right next to Stella, even the day when I got up to go in and take a shower. And I was only in there for a couple minutes, and right away she gets herself up and gets in there. Like, she doesn't want to be away from me, and I don't want to be away from, I don't ever want to be away from her. God. I don't think I never had this strong of a connection before. Well, I did with Lucy, but it was a lot shorter. And when I lost Lucy, Lucy taught me about the love of a dog, really. Winston taught me about how loving dogs can be. And Lucy taught me how much I could love and connect with the dog. When I lost her, I was devastated. It was right after my dark night. I was a mess. I was suicidal. This was before I went off the meds. And I went in and they put me back on antidepressants. I was not doing well at all. And so when I got Stella, my one daughter, she was telling me, you know, this is about the special relationship that I would have with her. So to think of losing her, because it is. But I have to also realize it's like I don't know what's wrong yet. So I can't make her stay in a broken body for me. And I know that souls come back and stuff. It's crazy. But things have to hurt this bad for us. Because that's what teaches us. It teaches us to value our time. To prioritize our time. To really think about, like, the time we spend with people. And, you know, is it really important to fight with people? And stuff like that. You know, we learn all these things right now. So many people are losing. So many people. I saw a guy yesterday. He was really distraught. And he is like me. He had already been hospital injured himself a while back. And it was very devastating and putting him on a lot of meds and stuff. You know, it's what they do. And so he understood, you know, don't trust Western medicine. It's not here for you. And I guess his little nephew, who's 2 years old, was having, because now they've come out to this, when I was talking about the stomach virus, there's a lot of people who are having it, and it's released to us on purpose. It's another one that's on purpose. If you're having stomach issues, it's another one of their released sicknesses. There's articles about it for North Korea, or several articles about it. Somebody was sharing it. on their thing because they had been bedridden for days, and that person had little kids, and they had been bedridden for days and couldn't get up. And I didn't even eat anything yesterday, and I haven't eaten today. I'm going to plan on eating probably tonight, but you know, when you're stressed out, it's hard to eat. And then with this stomach flu thing that they've put out on us, you know, it's hard. I saw where there's people in school getting cancer now, little kids, severe cancer, and parents are linking it to the towers and asking them to be moved and stuff. And Sprint is saying, well, we'll move him. It's not that. We're way below the standards and all this bullshit. It's such bullshit. It's the current with the chemicals. There's so much being released about what the chemicals are that they're putting up there. It's all of it together. It's what's making us sick. It's what is killing us. Everything else it's a facade. It's just the beard. It's the cover up. So, anyhow, that I'm just skipping around so much. Oh man, I feel like a wreck. So, anyways, I'm going to keep picturing what I want for this new world, because if it's us creating this new beautiful place, you know, I'm going to keep putting, I want beautiful flowers everywhere. I want everybody to be able to have waterfront property. You know, we should all have water available to us, you know, with lakes, rivers, streams, oceans, whatever they are, you know, and for us to all be able to spread out and form communities and find like-minded people, which, you know, I feel so fortunate that I have found y'all, all of this group, because, you know, when it's been hard, this whole thing and being alone and stuff, and then, you know, you don't feel, you just feel alone, and then when you build these like community together, then you start seeing you're not alone. You know, you have people in your corner and you're in people's corner, you know, and that's what community is all about. That's what unity is all about. And, you know, that's what we're moving into, is this time that will be really beautiful. And we do have to go through so much pain and suffering to get there, but that is what heals us and gets us to a place of independence and freedom, and changing our values and our priorities, and knowing what's important and knowing what's not important. And it is so much about like this reality. It is like a reality inside of a reality, you know, and then they want to keep us trapped in their reality. But we are breaking free from that, and they're trying to hold us back. They're trying to keep us sick and everything, but they can't stop it. You know, I mean, I was at my worst when I woke up. You know, I got a brain injury. I had to have the dark night. I had to face myself. And it came to life inside of me, you know, and then I know that's one reason why I've been able to see so many more things than other people faster or something, is because, you know, I'm not a part of the rat race. I don't have to go and work. I don't have to support anybody. Just me and Stella is, you know. And so it opened my awareness up so I could see things that other people couldn't see, and I feel obligated to share them because, you know, I knew it was the truth. No matter how crazy it sounded, no matter how crazy I sounded, I had to just trust that I knew it was the truth, even when people are telling you you're crazy and stuff. So, you know, and that's that believing in yourself. That's like, you know, when they tell you something, trust them and believe them, because I could have totally gone the other direction and stayed in my patterns that I had developed as a young person. You know, I had to heal all that and change and get into this position of power where I could speak my truth, where I could, you know, not worry if somebody was mean to me. I remember when I very first went on Twitter and people, where I very first started being, where there was confrontation all the time, and you're crazy, that's not true, and you'd share stuff, you try and get them to see, and oh, that's some, conservative propaganda and stuff like that. And it's like, no, they're just not telling you the truth. And so, but I remember every time I would post something, I would just get so stressed, like, oh my gosh, it's going to lead to an argument. Can I even hold my own? Can I handle it? Will I be able to do it? And that just kept getting more and more, where I got more and more stable. Like, that's why now when these people come in and say stuff, it doesn't affect me. I still sometimes I'll get nervous, like, okay, is this going to be a confrontation? Because there's so much confrontation. The religious people don't even realize, and it's wacky, because to me, it's like, do you think Jesus was going around saying, my dad said, well, he said, you big dummy. Well, if you don't believe what my dad said, then you're just stupid. It's like, or the phone number ringing, but it's 866-855. It should pop up and say Nooksack. So anyways, I don't, it's just weird, because that stuff has to come up. They have to see, and they're being called out all over the place. People are calling them out and saying, like, this, what kind of religion are you? A religion about bullying and being mean? A religion about control? I don't think that's not a God that I align with. The God I align with is about freedom at every level. Freedom to explore yourself, to understand yourself. It's not about control. So, and there's a bigger picture. There's a cosmic law, We don't need to live by other people's rules here. And especially, they're building their rules on a book that's manipulated. And manipulated to bring this dark side out in you. To bring this, like, evil energy out in you, So, I don't know. There's just a lot going on. When I saw the thing with the crows going the counterclockwise, I was like, oh, I burst into tears. I was just like, I feel like we're really, really close. Like, things are going to switch. We're going to start going the other direction. The pendulum will swing back. It's energetic. It can't just keep going. It has to go back the other way. It's just how energy works. It's the movement, and it's to, reach this point of balance, but it's always going different directions, because the point of balance is at, like, nirvana or something, and it's each of us individually has to reach that for ourselves. We have to walk the path towards enlightenment. We have to walk our path to heal and grow, to get to that place of balance and center. And we have to, even during all of this chaos, and we have to just keep pulling ourselves back into center. But don't get caught up in the stuff where people, say, oh, well, you're low vibration if you are, sad or feeling things and stuff. No, we've got to go through, we've got to purge out this pain. We've got to purge out this suffering. We have to realign with ourselves. We have to remember who we are, because this has all been a trick for so long. And so, anyways, I just feel like things are in big movement. Since I'm going to have company, I don't know, I'll try. She said she has to work while she's here. So, I won't, if she's sitting right there working and doing stuff, I probably won't. But maybe I'll go outside and I just won't set up my thing. Sometimes on TikTok, a lot of times on TikTok, I just film the trees or something like that. Because I don't think a lot of people on TikTok, they just show their face all the time. But I think sometimes it's the message is, I just want you to hear the message. And I think that we have a certain thing about looking at one another's faces for expression, and that can interfere sometimes with how we perceive. So I think, we don't always have to see somebody's expression, how they feel about something, because we need to acknowledge how we feel about it, not how they feel about it. You know what I mean? So I'm going to if I do record, I will definitely try. You know, and I don't have any idea what's going to happen. I will definitely have an update about Stella for sure. You know, because I know, you know, all you other dog lovers and pet lovers and ones who understand the relationship with an animal, you know, a part of nature, that, you know, understand this pain. And, you know, I mean, Vortex is going through it. My daughter called her dad to ask him something about it. And he came back from his Father's Day trip seeing the kids, and his dog's paralyzed. So, and I know it's the poisons. I just know it. I know that's what. And I said, when she kept wanting to be outside all the time and they kept spraying and spraying. And she already has the autoimmune difficulties because she's got the arthritis. So she had, you know, she already had a weakened immune system, I guess. So, you know, I don't know. I just don't know. You know, there's just, but I will come back and, you know, give an update for sure. Even if I don't go and set up and do everything, I'll somehow record. And, but to me, there is a lot changing. I mean, like when I was seeing the sky, like a red sky, a green sky, a lightning sky, like all of this stuff going on all at once up in the heavens, up in our atmosphere, and, you know, knowing what they're doing to try and cover it or separate us from it or something, like there's just a lot going on. And, you know, and apparently it seems that they wanted to get these riots going in the street because because Joe's trying to get the UN to step in and say that we need to be controlled by them because our government is not helping us. They're taking away rights and bullshit like that. When they're not doing anything, they're saying they can't be in charge of something like that. That it is gone back to the state. And in almost every single state, it's completely legal. And I saw somebody even reading it. And there's like 10 states you can do it up until the day before birth. Like it's warped. And I'm sure you could find doctors for the right price that would do that just because, me and my boyfriend broke up. I'll show him, you know. But this is where people have to learn the value of life. Because think about, like, have you ever known someone who had a miscarriage that just went, oh, it's just some cells, I don't care? No. From the moment of conception, that child has a life, a reality sparks in someone's mind. You already see that child. I mean, you start seeing that kid graduating high school. You start seeing times of hanging out with him. You see him having grandkids. Like, everything opens up when that life is created inside of you. So that's a sense of loss. And it's a disconnect that these girls have to creation, to life, to what this all means. Like, what do they think? That you're just born to come here and shop? Like, they've got people so cut off, not understanding about life and what it all is for. And it's not just to come here and shop. That the materialistic world was just an empty world. And I saw where, you know, the lists have come out, all these names are, I don't know where they're coming from, but somehow somebody's got them and released them. And I guess that there's another group who's going to release more stuff, videos and stuff. All the people on the list, supposedly there's videos to accompany these names. And some of the names I heard, I was like, I don't know. You know, I think that there was a lot of regulars there and that there's going to be some videos for sure. But I also think there was a lot of rich people who were being baited to come to a party. And I think the scary thing is once you got baited and got into that party, that they had no problem roofing you and setting up a video so that they could get the blackmail. Because that's how that system worked. Because then they had control over, you know, this upper crust, you know, elitist kind of group of people. The people who have all the money, you know. But I don't think every single name on that list went there and did the same thing. I think there's a a variety, and there's definitely a spectrum, you know. I mean, when you see Alec Baldwin's name on there, it's like, oh, I bet he was pretty much a regular. Bet he's been there for some, not just some parties, probably some feasts, probably some rituals. Like, you know, I think yeah, his desperation to keep stuff quiet is, I think, quite clear, quite apparent. And Chelsea Handler, she's out. I mean, all of these people, Chelsea Handler, Stephen Colbert, all these, Jimmy Kimmel, you know, they're all on there. And you just think about, like, all these people who were, you know, friend groups with these people. And they'd be like, hey, we got a fun party we're going to. Come on, I'll take you over there. You know, it was all just, it was always a scam. It was all a scam. You know, nobody's been free. Nobody's been free. I mean, even a rich person is targeted. But right now, who's being targeted is, oh, I didn't finish the story with the kid. Yeah, the nephew. So the guy whose nephew is 2 years old, and he got really sick with this stomach flu thing. So they took him in, and they were wanting tests. And he hadn't had any of these. So they got mad and just sent him away, just like, oh, he'll be fine. He's got rotavirus. He'll be fine. And he just got worse and worse and worse, went back. And now he's being life-flighted over to Seattle. And there's a whole bunch of stuff. And the guy was just, you know, bawling because, you know, everybody's family's going through stuff. You know, there's no getting around it right now. I mean, it just isn't. It's part of what we have to leave behind. We have to heal everything that comes up and be open to whatever comes up. You know, sit with your pain and let whatever comes up come to the surface so you can release it. And you have to be open to whatever it is, because you don't want to jam pack it back in there. You don't want to stuff it back in. You want to release it and let it go. And that is the changing the vibration. That is the raising your vibration, is letting go the weight that holds you back. So anyways, you know, I just got a voicemail. But I gave them both phone numbers, so they should call. If they can't get a hold of me on this one, they should call a home phone. But anyways, I will come back and give y'all an update over what's going on with her. Just everybody just keep sending positive energy, and it's all, you know, it's all we can do. Can't make a soul stay when their contract's up, they're going. I don't know if her contract's up. I don't know, you know, anything right now. All I know is that we're in the midst of a huge change. We're in that, I think we're in the wave. It's about to start breaking. I thought it was just really, really good news when I heard that you can't buy a ruble anymore unless you use gold. So I was like super excited about that. And that's what's going to go back into our accounts. That's what we're going to all be getting, is the gold that's been hoarded, the resources that have been held back, the resources that we've always should have had are going to become free. So, and I think that part of the thing of saying you have to have gold to buy rubles is also just to get our attention. Just, hey, that's weird. Why would you have to have gold? Why would they have gold? I thought Russia was poor. I thought it was communist. I thought they were all really poor. Now they've all got gold? Like, what is this about? You know? And who knows, you know, when everybody's going to hear it. Like, some of this information, you have to be out looking for it. It's, you know, mainstream media is not going to be reporting on it. You know? They did do that report, though, of the kids with the cancer in the schools and the parents being outraged and wanting the stuff changed. So, you know, more and more is going to keep coming. More and more is being exposed to us all the time. And, you know, we're in a wave of change. We just got to ride this wave out. And, you know, I just got to keep on surrendering to my higher self, and knowing there's a plan and I don't have control over it. I'm just the reflection. I'm just so my higher self can watch this experience, so they can play a part in this movie. So anyways, hopefully I completed some of the stuff that I said. And you know, when I saw that sky thing too, because I don't know, there's stuff with the CERN thing, I don't know, that there's some weird stuff. Like, I don't, somebody, when they went live when they did it, but the date said it was in April. And then all of a sudden, I guess the guy freaked out and took it down real quick or something. There's just some weird stuff going on. And every bit of weird stuff is just to wake us up more and more to see everything here is fake and controlled. And it's not controlled by nice people. It's controlled by people who have used us, used this system. And their reign is ending. The overlords are about to be the underlords. They're about to go down. And we are going to take our rightful place on this earth as the masters of this place, the tenders of this world. And I saw also, it was like a drone footage, and it was going over the ice wall. It was doing a flight over there, but it was showing it landing. And what it landed on was a giant-ass tree stump. So there's more and more to come about these tree stumps. They wouldn't be showing this stuff. And, you know, I'm all for it. If we're going to live in a crystalline world with pinks and purple sky and beautiful giant trees and beautiful shiny flowers everywhere, you know, I think that we all want some magic in our lives, and I think that we're all, you know, gonna want something beautiful like that. So we're gonna, it's us creating it. So it's us to keep seeing what we want, letting go of what's leaving us and keeping focused on what's ahead of us. And we are the creators of what's to come, and everything is created right in there. So I'll be back and update y'all. But have a good day. Hopefully everybody else is doing okay. And, you know, I am getting the magnesium. I did give her the magnesium pill. And, you know, I'm just hoping that they do some of that kind of stuff today and get her better. And because I will even, you know, crunch up her food and liquefy it and feed it to her with a syringe if I have to. If it's only, you know, that she needs a rehab, like after a stroke. So I don't know. When I called, they said, well, we can't just say it's a stroke over the phone. We have to see him. I mean, it could be a brain tumor. And I was like, oh my God. But that's what's going on right now. The cancers and the tumors and whatever I think they're doing with time, it is making things go faster or whatever it is. You know, but it's all speeding up, but it's about to crash. And when it crashes, we're going to go, you know, it's going to be an abrupt turn the other direction. And there's going to be a lot of debris, a lot of confused people. So, you know, we all have to stay strong during this. And I'm glad I've got all you guys. So I will be back. Talk to you later. Bye.